Marja, Afghanistan is a test. United States and NATO troops have chased most of the Taliban out of the Afghan city of Marja. The fighting was very hard, but what comes next will surely be much harder. Leaving behind an honest and competent Afghan administration that can win back the loyalty of local people. And without that, Marja will be just another empty victory in an 8-year war going on 9 that Washington has mostly won on the military battlefield and mostly lost everywhere else. Marja is the first test of General Stanley McChrystal's new counterinsurgency strategy based on building effective governance in newly secured areas. The huge challenges Washington and Kabul face there could be repeated as General McChrystal moves to reclaim other population centers that have fallen back under Taliban control. The Taliban's brutality and medieval ideas have few fans. But then again, the failure, year after year, of President Hamid Karzai and his local allies to provide security, or even the most basic government services, has led many Afghans to decide they had no choice but to welcome back the Taliban. Central to Afghanistan's local governance problem is the discredited National Police Force, which has earned a notorious reputation for extortion and theft. In other words, there's a lot of corruption in the Afghan government. And that problem haunts the Marja operation when General McChrystal's forces push on to the next target. Afghan police will be in charge of local security along with the Afghan National Army, which freshly discredited itself by looting Marja's bazaar as soon as American Marines secured it. What kind of example is that? Earlier this week, there was a meeting. 2 Marine colonels held with Marja residents. The residents assured the Marines of local support. But if you bring in the cops, they added, we will fight you until death. So eventually, the Afghan National Police must take over. But that must not happen until properly trained and supervised units are available. American commanders promise that different and presumably better police will be brought in to walk the beat until an effective local force can be recruited and trained. But despite the millions and millions of dollars that Washington has paid to private contractors for police training over the years, very few high-quality police units exist anywhere in Afghanistan today. So, a redesigned and expanded police training program oriented toward ensuring civilian security, not just paramilitary combat against the Taliban, must be one of Washington's top priorities. The Barack Obama administration has taken an important first step, winding up the expensive and ineffective training program that the State Department had contracted to DynCorp International and putting police training under direct Pentagon control. Besides honest police officers, Marja and other reclaimed cities need teachers, health workers, engineers, and judges. They also need experts to direct rural development programs. The only bright spot in Marja's economy today is opium poppy cultivation. The ripening poppies must be destroyed, but the local farmers who counted on their proceeds must be compensated or paid off and given help in switching to less harmful crops, which will be very hard to do also because opium poppy cultivation pays them a lot of money. it will be extremely hard to find a substitute for poppy cultivation. Afghanistan has talented engineers and other professionals, some of whom courageously toughed it out during the Taliban years. Others have courageously chosen to return since the Taliban's overthrow. But the problem is that the Karzai government has not been interested in reaching beyond its circle of political cronies. Somehow, that too must change. It will likely be years before Afghanistan's army can defend its people, and that's just way too long, judging by its latest non-performance. Better civil governance just simply cannot wait that long. It is needed now in Marja. Yes, immediately. But the government, Afghan government, is corrupt in many different ways. And again, there's something much more going on here. Something much bigger. Some people have said that the Afghanistan war is an error, or is in error. And these are more signs of the end times, transition days. There is a real transition going on. It is a process. It's happening daily. And there are many types of signs